Today I get to hang out with Greg Torre. He is with GT Productions, and he does this really cool thing called Spot and Decay YouTube videos, and we're going to share a little bit about that. But before that, go ahead and just tell me a little bit about yourself, Greg.
I am 38 years old. I'm a FedEx driver.
Okay. Great. That's your day job?
That's my day job.
Nice.
I got started making a YouTube channel back in 2009.
Okay.
I enjoy making content. I mainly enjoy editing. So making content is just a reason for me to edit.
So super random story. My husband was a FedEx driver for 1 week, and he took a side off of a building and he got fired. It was like an in-between job, and he was trying to make some extra money. I was like, that's not going to work out for you very well, huh? So you haven't taken any roofs off the side of any buildings in your FedEx job?
No.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go into your channel. So I was just saying this to you earlier. I feel like people are very interested in abandoned places. And so you started this YouTube channel called Spot and Decay, and you mostly do abandoned places here in the Akron area, right?
Correct, yeah. So
tell me a little bit about the channel, and then let's go ahead and just talk about a couple of the videos, a couple of the places that you've gone to.
Okay.
So what do you do exactly, when you go into a place?
Number one, to see if anybody's in there.
Okay.
And see if,
If it's truly abandoned,
but number one, I always look for permission if I can get it. I take time before I go. I don't do it anymore, but I always took my time. Mm-hmm. And if there was if it was already open, I would never bust a window. I'd never pry a door open, nothing like that.
Right. So you'd make sure that you were going to places that were basically available to go to.
Yeah, that were open. Mm-hmm. Never break anything. Going inside of them, you have to be very careful because there could be holes in the floor.
Sure.
Things to trip on. A lot of hazards all over the place. Plus, a lot of them have asbestos in them, so you have to wear a mask.
Absolutely. So then you go in and you take video and kind of check them out, and then do you look at the backstory? What does that look like?
Yeah, I do look at the backstories.
Okay.
Because I like to include that. Mm-hmm. So, like some of the schools that are around here have been here for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool.
Always look at the backstories on them.
All right, so share with me a couple of the videos that people might find the most interesting that you've done before.
I would say I've been into Goodyear, the mixed plant that was recently torn down. I've been in there. I haven't finished that video yet.
Okay, so that's one that people can look forward to.
Exactly.
That's great.
I'm mainly focusing right now on interviewing for Spot and Decay, which is a show where I interview people who do, interesting things. They don't just have to be urban explorers. They don't have to, just interesting things.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
And I interview them in the scenery of an abandoned building.
Nice. Okay. So tell me a couple of those interviews that you've done.
I've done quite a few. Let's see. They were all good, fantastic guests. I've had a gentleman goes by Mr. Akron, had him on. Very good guy. He's very intrigued by buildings and the structures, like he'll mention things about the ceiling and, the woodwork and things like that.
Okay.
And then I had a lady on, and she was really good, really vocal about everything and her stories, and very interesting stories.
Okay, and what did she do?
She explored abandoned buildings.
Okay.
She's actually a photographer.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So all the people that come on the show have something to do with abandoned buildings or have an interest in abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, they're into that and music and, really good people.
All right, wonderful. So are you putting out one video a week? What does that look like? So if people subscribe to your YouTube channel and they watch your videos, do they just come out randomly? How many videos usually come out?
They come out randomly at this stage. Like I said, I like to make content, but also I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So And I can't be going into abandoned buildings with my job, so that kind of puts
Got to
things,
do that on the side.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But right now they're sporadic.
Okay.
Sporadic. Right now I'm working on music tracks. I got a whole mixing table. I work on making...
So you make the music for the videos as well?
Yes, because of the way YouTube's copyright is these days, you have to remix your own music.
Nice. So you are the videographer, you're the interviewer, you're making the music for the videos as well, and then just putting them all together, editing and putting them all together.
Unless the computer crashes, yeah.
There you go. All right, what's the last one that you've done before we wrap up? Tell me what the last one that you put together was.
Last video, there's been so many of them. The last, I will say I did kind of an experimental, it's called harsh noise music. So I kind of did my little thing on that. It's not very long, it's like a couple seconds.
Just experimenting with music
Yeah,
as
experimenting with different genres of music. Mainly, I'm still working on a lot, because I'm backlogged on a lot of abandoned places that I've done in the past, so I'm still working on those.
Putting those videos together.
Yeah, and I'm still working on tracks for all of those. I don't like to put the same one
Yeah.
in every single video. It just kind of gets boring and bland.
Tell me the most interesting abandoned place you've been, because I was just sharing with you, like, I feel like people watch a lot of that stuff on Reels, on TikTok. I was sharing with you, I just watched an abandoned church that then they didn't even realize there was a school in the basement. What's the most interesting abandoned place that you've been to?
Oh, wow, they're all really interesting. I've been into Rolling Acres.
Yeah, that would be super interesting. Do you have a video of Rolling Acres?
I do.
Okay.
It's actually featured on my channel.
Great.
I actually shot multiple mini videos in there too. Small little films, short films, skits, things like that.
Okay. I should know this, but is it torn down now? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was. When they put in the Amazon building, yes? Okay.
The only one left is the old Sears building.
The old Sears is the only one left. Okay. And then let's do second most interesting. So we got Rolling Acres.
Wow.
And second most interesting, so people can they can go and find those ones.
I would say I was in one of the actual buildings around here that they're still standing. One of the plants here in BF Goodrich.
Okay, BF Goodrich. Nice. And can we find that video on the channel?
That's one of the ones I'm still working on.
The ones you're working on.
It was so dark in there, and so I have to
work with the lighting a little bit.
Yeah, and that's so I have I have to work with my programs, because I only have Sony Vegas Pro, so
okay,
you're kind of limited. And then I was also in Goodyear. I'm still working on that one. But there was a golf course, a mini little driving range golf course. That was actually really interesting, because a lot of the golf clubs, bags were still on stocking shelves.
Yeah, I find that really interesting when buildings get abandoned with all the stuff in it, too. I've seen some videos like where, a workout center gets abandoned and all the equipment is left in there. And it's just surprising to me that, it's not taken out. So... well, thank you for sharing. How can people find you? How can they find your YouTube channel? How can they find you if they want to follow you?
Well, number one, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a total pleasure. Well, you can find me on YouTube. You can punch in GT Productions 01 AK Ohio.
Okay.
Into the search bar, or you could search GT Productions. I also go by Ghosts of U2's Past.
Okay,
so
great.
You can find me that way. You can contact me by direct email, gtproductions01akohio@gmail.com.
Okay.
I
love it. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And I hope people find you, and especially people that are interested in the abandoned buildings of Akron, which I think is a fun side hobby that you have. So keep it up. Keep going.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching today. We had a great morning here on Good Morning Akron. Make sure you stay tuned, because we've got more great stuff coming up next.